Hey, chemistry crew, Mr. Collier here. We're going to be going over pages 14 and 15 in your solutions packet right now, which you are working on molarity problems. So just a reminder, in your notes, we talked about molarity, which is really just talking about the concentration of a solution. And it standardizes it for the number of moles that are dissolved for every liter of the total solution. So the equation we use is M for molarity, which we could also then pronounce as, well, I'll get there. So molarity, which is the M, is the number of moles per the volume in liters. So the units are moles per liter. This is what I was trying to say earlier. We sometimes just call that molar. So we might say if the answer is 2 moles per liter, we might just pronounce that it's a 2 molar solution. So I did some examples here. This is, I believe, page 13. So these 4 examples are all what you're going to see in the problems here on page 14. And you can go back. I made a video on that as well if you want to see that. So molarity problems. So typically we're going to try to find these 3 things: molarity, moles, and volume, and we're going to have some combo of those things. Sometimes there's a molar mass conversion as well. So what's the molarity of the solution formed by mixing 0.2 moles of sodium hydroxide with enough water to make 150 milliliters of solution? So this is very straightforward. We've got the number of moles and we've got the volume. So we're just going to divide them. 2 moles divided by 0.15 liters. This is another thing. Very often you're going to get the solution in milliliters, but we're always going to convert it to liters to do moles per liter. Keep the same number of sig digs as the lesser number that you started with. So that's 2 sig digs, and there, report your answer. Pretty straightforward. We can also instead talk about grams. How many grams of potassium bromide should be added to water to prepare 0.5 liters of molarity with a 0.5 liters of a solution with 0.125 molarity. So we're going to rearrange the equation to solve for N because it wants to know grams, which is related to the number of moles. It's not the same, but they're related. So we're going to solve, we're going to take our moles per liter, multiply it by how many liters we need. Notice the liters are going to cancel, and you'll get your number of moles. That's not your final answer because the question is asking for grams. So we're simply going to multiply it by the molar mass over 1 mole. Moles cancel, left with grams. We get our final answer in grams. Okay. The next one is very similar, but goes in a slightly opposite order where you're starting with the number of grams and they're asking you what the molarity of the solution will be. So to take that 145 grams and use it in this equation as the N, you need to first convert it to moles. So it's sodium chloride. You multiply by 1 over the molar mass to get the number of moles. Now you're ready to tackle the moles per liter. The liters were given to you in the question. Divide those 2 values and you'll get your answer. All right, number 4 I'm going to skip over right now. It is exactly the same as number 2 was. How many grams are needed to prepare a certain solution? So you're going to solve for N, then convert that to grams. What is the molarity of a solution produced when we've got this many grams in that much liquid? Very, very similar to number 4 there, where you're going to solve for N. I'm sorry, you're going to start with grams. I pointed the wrong one. Convert to moles, divide by volume to get your molarity. Number 6, how many grams of sodium hydroxide must be dissolved? Again, very similar, not a crazy amount of variety here. We're going to take our molarity, multiply it by our volume to get the number of moles, multiply it by the molar mass to get the number of grams. You can see all those answers are down at the bottom of your page as well. This detailed key will be PDF available on Classroom. All right, let's see if there's anything significantly different on page 15, and then we'll wrap this up. 7, very similar. 8, very similar. I feel like there was one here that caught my eye that I wanted to talk about. Nope, these are all nice and simple. So that should be it. I can do more detailed ones if you have any specific questions about any of these, but I feel like they're all kind of the same, and kind of the process of figuring out rests on you now. So let me know if you have any questions, and have a good one.